Good morning. Can y'all hear me okay? Ah, yeah, Roman's on the other side of the rock. So we got Roman and Gina in here. Oh, Gina, yeah, I wear a hoodie just about all year. When we went kayaking the other day, and um, I wore a hoodie. Sweat's good for you. Yeah, I'll wear hoodies in like 80 plus degrees. It's got to hit about 85 to 90 before I take the hoodie off. All right. So as y'all can tell from the banter, we got some our regular morning folks are in the chat. Oh, I keep the AC cranked in the house. I do because it's good for the computers. But yeah, but I'll wear my hoodie in the house, and I go outside and I'm still wearing my hoodie. So, pardon me. Oh, I got to clear out the morning cobwebs. Okay, let me back my soundtrack down just a little bit. So, all right, all right. Well, so we're back. Another morning. Woohoo. Doing this thing. Keeping it going. And let's see. I'll probably have to pull this back up if Sean shows up from yesterday, since it was his uh, idea that got tossed out that I sculpted up on yesterday's stream. Um, but you guys remember yesterday in the stream, I got this cool thing sculpted up that was this sandwormy sort of deal. And I'm gonna pop over to Zbrush and pull that up so that we have the results. Let's see, was it this one maybe? No, hold on. Okay, cool. So let's switch over to Z. And here we have the results of yesterday morning's sculpt. Okay. So there's that. Let's look at that. I like the matte cap gray on it. Especially since the matte cap gray is kind of, I don't know, kind of a good indicator of where I'm about to head with this. Although, let's change this guy out for Sculpey. Come on, where's a good Sculpey on here, guys? Gray. My cap. See what that one looks like. Nah. I still like the gray. Alright, so anyway, there is the resultant sculpt from yesterday morning's request. And with that in mind, let us go back to here so that I might show you this. It is physical. It leaves. Let me just make a little change. I'll change to my camera. We'll turn on that autofocus for a minute, so bear with me. There we go. Not one, but two. Ha ha ha. Rar. Very, very pleased with the way this stuff came out. Um, like, let's see how close it'll let me get up here. There we go. The amount of detail fidelity in this is just crazy. That's coming off the Frozen Sonic, yeah, Frozen Sonic Mighty 4K. Love that printer. Anybody who's looking to get into some resin printing, Frozen, Phrozen. Like, Anycubic is fine. I like the Anycubic stuff, but man, that Frozen that I got is just awesome. Sorry, y'all. I literally just came out of a shower, so I'm still like moister than an oyster. But yeah, if you're looking to get into any resin printing, whew, Frozen. Cannot stress them enough. They cost a little bit more than like Anycubic or Elegoo, but their machines are rock solid. Like, out of the package, it was like 10 minutes tops from the time I got the machine out of the package. Calibrate the build plate, which is, it's like, it's 4 screws, let the thing go down and set, tighten it up, done. It's that simple. And then from there, you know, stick your resin vat in, pour some resin in, get a print on the thumb drive, pop it in, send it, and it's going. I was like, this is stupidly easy. So anyway, I am wickedly happy with all the results I've been getting out of that printer. Some other ones from back here. This is something I put together, and it's a subject I'm going to get into at some point. I run a D&D game for my fiance and some friends. This is her character, and I had everyone go to Hero Forge and build out minis on their basics of their characters. But then once we got the STL files from Hero Forge of the characters, I then take those into Zbrush and customize them further in ways that you can't through Hero Forge. So at some point, I'm probably going to do a couple of videos on that subject, like, you know, why I like Hero Forge and how, you know, someone who is a Zbrush user can take Hero Forge and use it as a starting point for stuff that can do that. It's just super cool. So actually, I'll probably do one. Janice's character has a bear that she rides. So I'm going to end up sculpting a bear and making a bear that goes with that mini, and then taking the top half of that mini, putting it on the bear, and then sculpting legs around it and running that so that we have her character on foot and her character on a bear, because that's just too cool. So anywho, let's pop back over to ZBrush. I'm going to take a look in the chat. And all right. So the theme I have landed upon for this morning is the horror creature concept hour. And frankly, I kind of just want to like do that as a, like, actually make that a show, like an actual YouTube show, horror creature concept hour. And I might reach out to some other artists I know and see if they'd be interested in joining me from time to time, and, you know, just doing a whole thing that's about that. So, let's see here. So funny. So funny. So let's pop back over into the Mighty Zed. Sounds so much cuter than ZBrush. The Mighty Zed. All right. So what are we going to do this morning? We're going to do something scary. Something scary. I ain't scared. So let's grab a sphere, make a polymesh, cut down the visible count on that for a minute because we don't need it. And let's hop into Dynamesh. Dynamesh, Dynamesh. I don't know where to go from there, but I don't know. So I get stupid. Turn on some wires. See what we got going on. Some symmetry. All right. So. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and block this baby out. Something like a roughly humanoid bust. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into Sculptress. Gina sent me some questions after the show yesterday morning. Right there, that button. If my UI is a custom UI, I have customized the snot out of Zbrush. So you'll want to look for that button. It says Activate Sculptress Pro Mode. If you are unfamiliar with Sculptress. So I already like some things this shape makes me think of. And that's cool. Pull this down. Getting prints done of yesterday morning's sculpt inside the same day was pretty satisfying for me. Okay. Why am I so uncomfortable this morning? Oh yeah, because my chair has dropped on me. Gotta get a new chair. I'm not sitting up as bolt upright and high as I like, and being all like slouchy, scrunched down just sucks. Hate slouching. Hate it. And when your chair is too low, you almost have to slouch, you know, to reach like a normal height desk. Yeah, that explains why I've been so uncomfortable lately. All right, so where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Let's turn that off, so I'm not fixating on wires. And let's push a little bit here. And something maybe kind of big-headed. Right now I'm just thinking about silhouette. And that might be something we want to spend more time playing with. No. No. Go pull some stuff out here, maybe. No, that's stupid. Let's see. see some potential out of some of this. I want to pitch this whole thing forward a little bit. There we go. I have to make sure I stay on track time-wise this morning. I have kind of an assistant slash intern. I guess you could, yeah, she's kind of an intern. I mean, it's not an official internship like on, you know, a thing, but it's pretty close. Coming over to do some stuff today. So I got to make sure that I'm done in time to appropriately greet her and, you know, get on with the things we got to do. So, super cool kid. One, two. I feel like this needs a third set of horns. I feel like this guy just isn't horny enough. Oh, I had to go there. I like to think in terms of like primary, secondary, and tertiary shapes. So like those horns become a primary shape that creates a silhouette here. And then the secondary shapes are things that are kind of informed by the directional attitude of the horns. Just kind of a thought process, I guess. Excuse me. No, that's starting to get some attitude going. I like that. Starting to feel like something. Ah, Sean's here. I'm gonna pause and switch back for a second so I can show him the results from yesterday morning. So, Mr. Sean, you know, yesterday we sculpted up that sandworm. That was I called it the earthworm, WYRM, just because, you know, I need a non-copyrighted name. It is an original thing, so whatever. But yeah, dude, check that out. So there are the results. Sculpted and printed in the same day. Pink says perhaps 3 sets of eyes. Oh yeah, yeah. I was actually going there. 6 eyes is a thing I've done. I actually have a creature out at a store that will not be named because of some issues I have with them. But a creature called Roku Mitsuki. It's kind of my broken, failed Japanese for 6 eyes. Yeah, we can rough in something like that. Oh, that really, actually, that works out real well. I like that. Treat this under here as like a secondary cheekbone. And then we can come grab this and pull the rest of that sort of cheeky area out. Ooh, I like this. I like this. Good concept. This has promise. This has lots of promise. Let's block some stuff in here. Yeah, I can see this going places. Now, if you're familiar with human anatomy, you'll notice a lot of times I will build up forms following shapes that are roughly inspired or informed by the striations in human anatomy, the striations in muscles. The grain of muscles really can inform you, like on the direction that they go. And if you let that sort of play into your own brush strokes, then it seems to me like a very natural way to end up getting shapes that feel pretty believable. Yeah, I am thoroughly digging this. Smooth back over all of that a little bit. Let's pull this area in a little tighter. Then let the old sculptress smoothing do its thing. Turn that on so you can see what it's doing. See how the polygons change as I smooth the brush over it. Oh, I bumped my mic. Let's give this guy some traps. He's doing some shrugs. He's doing some sled pulls. Yeah. My kind of beast. Put some shoulders on that boy. Well, that's kind of neat, actually. That shape doesn't really fit with where I was headed, but I could see some potential there for something. Let's play with something. Ooh, I like, I like, I like. Let's add some shoulders onto this bad boy. Go a little deeper into the torso here, just so we get some room to play and develop that a little bit. That's what this stuff's all about. It's about playing around. Let your brain go nuts with it. Have some fun. All right, shoulders like that gotta be bigger. They gotta be bigger. They just gotta be bigger, bigger, wider. There we go. There we go. I like that. I like where that's going. Put some hint of chest in here. Go a little bit deeper down. It's a little deeper than I like to do for something that's just a bust, but I think it's fine. It'll be good for this morning. Just want enough room to play with these ideas. Let's see here now. Switch over to my damn standard. And I'm going to start blocking out some stuff here just so I know where my major forms are going to hit. Go ahead and just twiddle some stuff away right there, since it is just going to be a head and shoulders bust. All right. Smaller brush. pectorals are kind of neat because you could treat them as one big mass, but they're not. There's actually, like, there's a giant shape here that flows up under the deltoids, flows over into the arm, right around where the bicep connects. So, if you were to look at some of the muscle anatomy on that, I'm going to flow this way. But then there's also a secondary little set that flows in like this. And these things sort of overlap. So like these muscles in the pecs are going to go right here from this collarbone all the way down to the sternum. They're going to flow that way. And kind of getting that in mind, I think, is the secret to getting good pectoral shapes in a sculpt. And again, you can see like how I'm kind of working with those striations. So it really feels like I'm doing like a bodybuilder's muscles. You know, when you see those guys who've like gotten their body fat count down to like 5% or some crap for a competition. I actually have a friend from Cincinnati who is a competition bodybuilder. And some of the stuff those guys do is just insane, like the work involved. I'm honestly jealous. I would love to be able to have enough hours in the day and days in the week and months in the year that I could do that alongside of the stuff that I do. But I got to choose, so I choose art. But I actually really, really love working out. Love working out. I find that as an artist, especially like where I do stuff in comics and sci-fi and horror, you know, as I'm doing creatures, or I've done like superheroes or anti-heroes, anything like that, you know, it's like anytime you're going to do art that calls on, I guess, extremes of the human form, you know, or, you know, like high performance human anatomy, so to speak. I feel like if you get active yourself, you know, some kind of sports or some kind of, like, I'm really big into martial arts. That's like a huge passion in my life. I love martial arts and weightlifting. And getting into those things, it's like when it doesn't matter how good at any of it you are, it's like when you can feel your own muscles, that sensation of feeling your body will translate into how you create new bodies in your art. I've thought for a while about eventually like doing some kind of a series of videos that, as weird as it sounds, is on like physical fitness for artists. Because I know, and I went through my own time of this too, when my weight got really out of control. You know, like as artists, especially if you are or are trying to be a working artist, it's very easy to just work all the time. And I mean, you know, Gina, who's known me forever, is in the chat here, can tell you, you know, I work all the time. I've always worked all the time, as long as she's known me. But like, for me, I had to sort of get back to, that is, this attitude that maintaining my body was actually part of work. Because if my body failed on me, guess what? I don't get to do anymore. I don't get to work. So, you know, through the years, I pushed back into that harder and harder. And I really believe that getting some degree of physicality into your life and some physical fitness into your life, it can only help anything. I mean, there's literally no downside to it, other than just having to kind of think through some damn scheduling, which is tough. You know, it's tough, and we all have busy lives and all that sort of thing. And I know I want to work all the time, but being able to think of what I would do with working out as being part of my work, it's like, oh, well, I'm still contributing to my artwork with this, because what I'm doing when I work out is, besides just making me healthier and stronger, it helped my mind, because you get better cardiovascular system, your heart's working better, well, your nerves are going to work better, your brain's going to work better, and since art is brain intensive, well, doing anything that helps your brain is a good thing. So there's a point. Then also I found that having some physicality in your life, if you're doing some of the stuff that I do that has like crazy anatomy like this, or art like comic book art like I do that has characters and action sequences and things, having that kind of activity in your life in some way allows you to come at those things from a very real perspective. I can't tell you how many times I've picked up a comic and seen looked at a sequence from, say, Batman, and just rolled my eyes at it, because I'm like, this is literally stupid. And it makes me sad, because I love the character and I love so much of the stuff around it. I'm like, whoever wrote this has no clue how the human body works, has no clue what would happen, how things work in a self-defense situation or like a disarmament situation, has no clue. And I hate that. I hate that so much. I'm like, guys, do your damn research. And for me, like martial arts and physical fitness are research. They're part of it. And so it's a little bit of a soapbox I get on sometimes. Gina has heard me. She probably rolling her eyes at it right now, because I've griped at her for years about stuff. But it's a real thing. It's like, if you want to operate, well, it's kind of like the point of me doing morning warm-ups with art. I see art very similarly to the way, like, I'm a professional artist. Well, to me, it's very similar to being a professional athlete. I do a physical thing. Drawing is a physical thing. It takes my arm, I put my body into it. It's all a very physical thing, and it's a set of skills that you have to work on. And just like an athlete goes out, and Michael, as my karate instructor would always talk about, he always liked Michael Jordan, and he'd say, Michael Jordan, on a day when everybody else is practicing, like when they're supposed to have a practice that starts at 8 a.m., he's down at 5 a.m. shooting 300 shots before everybody else. It's like, you want to know why the man was great? Well, there you go. He was great because his work was great. He put in the work. So, with art, I feel it's the same way. It's really very similar to that kind of pro athlete sort of attitude. And oddly enough, it does branch out into the physical, because we're representing things that do have physicality a lot of times. So being able to feel that in yourself really informs where things will go, and how you'll approach your art. So I've thought for a long time it would be kind of interesting to do like some material of some sort that is all about helping artists get a better attitude towards their own like physicality and physical fitness, because it'll make your art better. Oh, I really dig this guy. I'm going to pop over in the chat real quick and see how much Gina's been complaining about me now. Nope, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Oh, she has had no comments yet. Gina has known me for like going on 20 years. So, yeah, I figured I hear her say something by now. A Sixus. Ah, Sean, I love it. I love it. The Sixus. Ah. Oh my god, years ago when I had forums and stuff, there was like a special little title that we gave people on the forums who were like super active. We called them the Sixaholics. It was Sixus. I like that. It reminds me of the old days. That's awesome. Sixus. I really like that. That's great. Oh crap. Let's see how we doing on time. Okay, 9:48. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Let's get some resolution down in here. And give him some little folds around the neck. Depth right there. All right, let's see here now. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? All right. I really dig this guy. Oh, Sean. Sean says he's been a beanpole his whole life. Interesting hearing a perspective on weightlifting and things. Yeah, I've known smaller guys like guys who are like that, high metabolism or just generally kind of smallish dudes. I'm not. I'm a big guy. I was born a big guy. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I was actually a very small baby, but whatever. Yeah, I am a big dude. I was a big farm boy. Grew up on a farm, and but the approach to it is different for a guy like me than it is for someone who has a smaller build, but no less useful. Like a guy like me has to do a ton of horrific cardio in order to keep his weight under control. It's just this stupid fact of life. and I don't like it. Do not like it because cardio blows. I'd much rather be shoving the weight or sparring or running kata. Of course, sparring and running kata are high cardio activities. So, you know, on my karate days, those are really when I'm happiest, because those days, you know, I'm getting my cardio, but I'm getting it while doing something that I just love. But even on my weight days, you know, I get in at least a half an hour of pretty wicked cardio. I use an elliptical because I have horrible knees, but you know, I'll get on the elliptical and be on there for like at least a half an hour. You know, I've got a recumbent bike at home. Get on that thing sometimes just for the sake of getting in another, you know, 20 minutes, half an hour. Take my dogs for a walk. That gets in a half an hour. You know, get in like a half an hour, the 1.5 mile distance with the dogs. Just any little time that you can squeeze in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever of cardio. That's what I do because I have to. If I don't, then I will. At one point, I was around 400 pounds. And if I don't get that much cardio in, I will balloon back out to that so fast. You know, I can look at a piece of cake and gain 5 pounds. I'm not even kidding. Swear to God. It's like my eyes see cake, my body says, "Oh, you want some weight? Here's 5." It's incredibly annoying. Oh my God, it sucks so much. And of course, you know, doing art for a living, it is kind of it contributes to a very sedentary lifestyle. You know, it's very easy to just do art all day, every day, for many, many hours out of the day. And then, you know, when it's done, you are tired. You know, it's like you're mentally tired, your eyes are tired, you may even be physically tired in some sense. And you know, and you just don't want to go do anything else. Like there is a real desire to just be like, okay, the day is over. I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish. Let's hit that couch, grab the Xbox or something, and you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's a fight, man. It is a fight, but you know, it's a fight that I have learned the hard way, that if I don't carry that fight out literally every day, then I am setting myself up to lose in other parts of my life. Just that simple. You know, it's like if doing my work, my art, were somehow separate from my own physical fitness, boy, that would be great. You know, then maybe I could make a case for not being such a meathead when it comes to working out and all that. But it's not. It's not separate at all. And you know, that whole physical fitness thing is, man, I was I've always enjoyed a certain amount of physical activity. You know, I did play some sports and stuff when I was young. I was actually really big into skateboarding as a teenager. Like, I was a total skate punk for a long time. And back in the days of Tony Hawk and Steven Caballero and Christian Hosoi, old school guys, man, old school, yeah. But old school thrashers, booyah. But you know, I loved that stuff, and I grew up on a farm, so you know, it's like physical activity was just life, man. Life was physical activity. It was just hard work. But yeah, you know, there's a part of me that's like, oh, wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to do that stuff? But at the same time, you know, it's like there was a whole period of my life not that long ago where I was just like, oh, the only thing that matters is work. I got to take care of things. You know, I got people I got to take care of, stuff I got to do. Work is all that matters. And I'm kind of still like that, honestly. But You know, I don't know. It's like there's I guess there's a time and a place for everything. And for a time, I was so focused on just the actual hands-on aspect of work, getting the work done, keeping things afloat, moving forward, growing my business, blah blah blah, all that kind of stuff, that I sacrificed my own health to it, really. And I'm never ever letting that happen again. And just thinking about how much better I feel. I mean, I peeled off between 130 and 140 pounds. And, when you do that, it's like, and when you do it as quickly as I did, fast enough that you actually can feel the difference, you can go, oh, I actually feel lighter than I did yesterday. It really does something, man. It does something in your thinking. Like, when it happens fast enough that you actually have a point of comparison, you can compare how you feel today to how you felt a couple days ago or a week ago or whatever, and go, wow, this is actually different. I'm doing something. I think that's one of the big things that stops people with like weight loss and physical fitness, is because most of the time it is actually really gradual, and it's so gradual that it's the whole frog in the pot sort of thing. You really don't know. You just kind of keep at it and go, well, I'll notice someday. And then maybe one day you kind of go, oh, my clothes feel different and I feel different. But the fact that it takes so long for it to dawn on you, for you to actually feel it and notice it, I think is at the heart of why people bail on their own physical fitness. They just don't see the results and they get disappointed, and I get that. I get that. Not everyone is going to go at it with the insanity that I did. But, it was that insanity that paid dividends. So nowadays, it's kind of a big deal to me. It's something I would like to see other artists pick up on. And it's not selfless, by the way. Just, for anybody who's like, oh, you want to get all kumbaya on me and shit. It's far from selfless, okay? There's a crazy rationale I have to lots of things that I'll do and say. And it's that I enjoy wildly creative things. I love fantastical movies and games and whatnot. And, I just realized this guy has no ears. We have to fix that. But if the artists out there are, treating themselves like crap, they're eating like crap, they're not taking care of their bodies, that means they're ill. They're going to hurt themselves. They're not going to stay well, which means they're not going to produce. That means they're not going to produce the cool stuff I want to see. And that takes away from my enjoyment of life. So you knucklehead artists who are sitting on your butts, not getting out there and taking care of yourselves, you need to do it, because I want to see more cool stuff. So there. And they can get all bent, people can get all bent on me over that if they want, but that's my view and I'm sticking to it. Let's see here now. Man, I'm really digging this. Yeah, it feels much better to me now getting some ears on this dude. I kept thinking, I was like, man, what am I missing? There's something I'm not thinking about here. Just get a little tippity tip on there. Just tip, please. I'm not funny. Do something here that I don't usually do, and that is work in a hair element into a sculpt. But this guy really needs something coming off his little chinny chin here. A little more resolution into that. All right, let's remove some volume from that. Maybe in the end, I'll have to turn off symmetry and add some chaos to this. But this kind of gets gets started. Whoops, back here. Working on mouth a little bit here. Since this has kind of some bull anatomy to it, I have to take into account that muzzle when I'm doing this sort of detail around the mouth. So I want to keep in mind the topography there, how that stuff's going to flow along the underlying skull. And skin has a lot of similarity to cloth. So if you want to be able to do good skin in a sculpt or a drawing, studying cloth actually helps. You'll have these anchor points and tension folds, stretches, things like that. It's very, very similar. And here's where we can turn that initial anatomical or musculature striation tends to follow what would be anchor points and tension folds. So kind of sculpting and drawing with that in mind from the outset helps get you set up for those kind of things to be informed later on. Xavier! Hey, buddy. What's up? Mm-mm-mm. Make it a little larger. Do some broader strokes on this. You notice, like, I end up sculpting a lot of these sort of teardrop shapes because it really has it's a kind of a recurring shape throughout a lot of musculature. It's a kind of a teardrop sort of thing, and so you know, applying some of the basic rules of how things attach, and then using those sorts of teardrop shapes in other places helps give believability to things that are just, you know, obviously fantastical. Oh, it's 10:14, man. All right, I need to hurry this up, slap some teeth in it, and get going. Let's turn off sculptress mode for a minute so we can plate these horns a little bit back here and allow some of that shape to happen. That's going to happen from the mesh there. Mm-hmm. It's definitely an area that can stand some refinement. Let's see. I think for the sake of time, since this is just a quick concept, I'm going to use a cheat on these teeth, sort of a cheat. Come in here and do a little bit of a impression of some gums coming out here. I really prefer just modeling all the way into the mouth, but am kind of constrained for time right now, so I want to bring this to a close pretty soon. What I'm going to do is carve a little bit of an indentation in here. Let's move that back a little bit. Make sure I don't accidentally lose important details right there. Okay, yeah. I'm in here. here. Three. We've got the beginnings of those. Let's come back in here with sculptors turned off. And bring this volume back out a little bit. Matches up, matches up. Oh. Changed a little bit. Like I said, I'm using kind of a cheat right here, but it'll end up working out pretty well. Yeah. Eventually here, these are going to, some pieces of these are going to get pulled out, moved around a little bit. Right now I'm just kind of stamping in where they would all go. Okay. Right here is the ones that are going to be kind of the pain, I guess. Let's see. Let's switch off and grab my H polish. Okay. Now, if this is just something I'm going to print, this stuff not far from being at a point where it would actually look pretty cool. I wanted to take this further into something that's going to be set up for animation, posing, rendering animation, all that grooviness, then there's a lot more work that need to be done. Now let's come through here and inflate some of this a little bit. It kind of fills in around itself. Okay. Let's do something right here. Now then, I want to pull this area right here. Okay. Okay, really digging that. That worked out well. Let's reduce the resolution right there a little bit and just play with this a little bit more. All right, I'm digging that. I feel like he needs a set coming down from the top. That's bugging me. There, soften that up a little bit. All right, now we're getting somewhere. I'll really get into that cavity there. If you put enough cavity right there, if I print this, then it can be painted, and that'll really feel like there's a depth to what's going on in the mouth. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Work something back in here with these gums, though. That needs to be tamed down just a touch. All right, I dig that. Dig that. Let's indent a little depth in there, in those eye sockets, and I'm gonna take this guy right here and hook him a little bit more. Like that. Now, let's come grab sphere. Pop in here for eyeball stand-in. And 30, a little longer than I intended to run, but not bad. Not bad. And I have those in there. Let's just finish this up, taking the move brush and fitting some of this a little better around some eyeballs. I'm going to smooth off some of that. Just a little too much going on with that, for my taste. Any kind of hair element is something I can get into and stay on for like hours if I let myself. Kind of silly. So I have to try and be more disciplined about how much time I devote to something like that. I say that as I sit here and do more on it. Yeah, let's add some randomness into this. If we're going to go into some kind of production with this, I would definitely put more work into that hair. But for right now, this works pretty well for a quick concept sculpt. So let's just finish this out by grabbing bottom area right here, make a group out of it, add some edge loops to it. Now I'm going to pull that out, flip it down flat like that. Want some beveling in here. just adding a little something of interest onto a base for this, because I may well print this out later and just have it on hand, you know. Let's take a look from the top. I'll make sure that I got enough of a base that it can stand. It's going to be a little top heavy right there. A little, I'm going to manipulate that just a little bit. Kind of want to use that as an opportunity too to look at the center of gravity on the character. He did need some bulk anyway around the back. Oh, nice. I forgot that I even did it that way. That's funny. Kind of dig that. Kind of dig that a lot. And let's just... I want to rough this stuff up here a little bit. Just has more of a feel of a traditional sculpt going on down the sides there. All right. Not bad. Not bad. I think the last thing I'm going to do to it is come through with... Let's see, I'm going to subdivide it once. Change the standard brush to a spray. And then pick an alpha. Set it to sub. Come through and get a little bit of texture into a lot of this. Really need to go back through and add some detailing to those horns too, but that's I'm running out of time, so I'll have to set that up for another time. I just wanted to blast back through this real quick with some skin texture. That stuff would look great in a print. Ears need some more details too. Yeah, this guy's not... This guy's probably, I would say, 80% finished. So I'm going to leave that texturing off the ears, or off the horns, since I know I'm going to go back in and touch those a little bit more. Scale it up a little bit to come around here. Well, that's funky. Guess little problem right there. Oh wait. Derp. There we go. That fixed that right up. Cool. All right. Well, that is going to bring this guy to a close. A few little things that I'd like to do to it still. Let's get our morning turntable out of here. Movie. I'm going to set this up for 600. And we're going to do 3 spin cycles. All right. Let's do the old turntable. Good times. I like this guy. I think he's fun. Sadly, Sean says, sadly, the Sixus didn't have an orthodontist growing up and so never had braces. Yeah, I'm digging this guy. Really happy with him. I think definitely represents something that I got a few different places I might take it to. Might be something that I convert into something for Daz Studio. I think that's a real possibility. Obviously, it's something that will likely go into my growing catalog of sculpts to offer as a miniature. And that's definitely something I would like to do with it. I'm really happy with that area right there around the face, just down the cheeks. Really like the anatomy that developed there. So horns need some development. I'm actually, as I look at this, I'm probably going to cut those horns off, sculpt some horns separately, and turn them into insert meshes and insert them in so that I can kind of build them with more detail and much more specific. Those are good placeholder shapes, but I feel like it definitely needs more love given to it than that. Do a quickie render. Cool. All right. Well, that is going to bring this lovely morning to a close, folks. Hope you've enjoyed our time together on another one of the morning warm-up sketches. Pretty happy with how these have been going. I feel good about sharing it with everybody. It's been kind of a nifty thing for me. I am a super gregarious person, and this past year and a half of isolation from Dakuf has been just awful for me. I've hated that. I like to get out. I like to get out and do things. So this is a nice way, even though we're on the outward path from all this garbage. Having put this together, I think is a good thing. Really does a lot for me, and being able to talk to folks and kind of get some interaction with folks about the work and everything. And I hope you guys are digging it. I think some of you definitely are, because we got some regular folks coming back every day now watching it, and that's pretty awesome. As always, remember, like, share, subscribe, hit the silly little bell, all that groovy stuff. Go to Sixus1.com, sign up for the mailing list. So I think the next actual email to go out, I think we did a test one maybe a week ago. Next week, there should be an email going out that will have a link in it for a Daz Studio related freebie. So if you're a Daz Studio user and you want to get some free swaggy stuff to throw in your library and play with, watch for it. You know, come and sign up, and should be getting a little signing gift next week. So anyway, till tomorrow, I'm out. Thank you guys for joining me.